Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 248 just dropped after a 3-week hiatus, with new information pushing the story forward. With the return of Yuta Okotsu and the confirmation that Kenjaku is dead, the prodigy that even Gojo relies on seems to be stepping up to the plate when he challenges the King of Curses, Sukuna. But not only that, he immediately summons Rika alongside him with the chapter notes calling this the King of Curses versus the Queen of Curses. The rights of the throne will be decided right here and now. Seemingly being a full-on match between the King and Queen of Curses, this begs the question, does Yuta and Rika stand a chance? However, supporting them is Yuji himself, who also in this chapter shows the impressive feat of learning reverse curse technique in a single month, and it appears that they plan to jump him together. But like I said, this begs the question, can they take him down, or at their very least, do they even stand a chance? But before I delve deeper into the video, if you want to see more content like this in the future, hit the subscribe and like button and comment down below what you want to see from me next. And with that out of the way, let's get right into it. To kick things off, let's talk about Yuta and his arsenal first. Now, I made a pretty in-depth video recently talking about Yuta's potential to surpass Gojo and Sukuna, so go check that out if you want to see more in-depth analysis on him. But Yuta himself isn't just the potential guy. Yuta is someone who is able to match and defeat the special grade curse user Suguru Geto. When he returns to the mainline series of JJK, he's able to defeat several high-level sorcerers such as Ryu Ishigori, someone who has the highest curse energy output in history as well. According to Kenjaku, Yuta would be the leader of the heavy hitters of Jujutsu High, of him, Maki, and Akari, and everyone else. But the main thing that cements Yuta's place in JJK is him being second only to Gojo. And this is said several times that he's second in Jujutsu High as well. A counter argument that most people will try to, debunk with is that Yuta admits inferiority to Akari and says he's stronger when he's on a roll. But the evidence more so supports Yuta being stronger, with Gojo implying that Yuta and Akari are on a similar level, and Maki herself, who knows about Akari's abilities, says that he's the main force behind the heavy hitters and that they'll lose all if not the main chunk of insurance if Yuta goes. But Yuta makes up for all of this with his insane amounts of curse energy, with it being more than Gojo himself. And it's been stated to be bottomless, endless, and boundless on separate occasions by numerous important sources. And this is partly due to Rika herself, who has been implied to be stronger than Yuta, if not the same level as him. When Rika comes out fully manifested, not only does Yuta's curse energy well up, but he has access to Rika's nigh unlimited supply of curse energy and his curse technique copy for 5 minutes straight. Although we don't really see him do much with this, his main go-to a copy is using curse speech to catch his opponents off guard, and Rika and him tag teaming to beat them up. We see that when Rika has to consume someone's flesh, Yuta can just copy their curse technique. However, in Volume 0, it is stated and implied by Kenjaku that Yuta can copy unconditionally. He can also use curse energy output blasts that can match Ishigori's, although they are stated to be slightly weaker than his. And his most important ability in his usage is his uses of reverse curse technique. Reverse curse technique, thanks to his limitless supply of curse energy, is shown to heal numerous injuries such as missing fingers and a whole hand, and even heal others to such an extent. So next up is Yuji. Now, I made several videos summing up Yuji's abilities and potential powers, so Yuji is obviously much weaker than Yuta, but he is capable of withstanding blows from Sukuna. Keep in mind, Yuji went from finding a weakened 15 finger to Maguna to being able to at least catch this Sukuna off guard and stagger him for a bit. And although Sukuna flat out tells Yuji that he is weaker than him, he still can't put Yuji down because of his ideals. As Mahito said in Shibuya, a fight is a clash of truths and ideals, not as simple as punching and kicking, but to determine which side will live on for centuries to determine which side is right and true. Yuji is someone who will not give up nor let pain hold him down, as we saw the last time he fought Sukuna alone, and it shows. With a greater mindset and unshakable resolve, it's no wonder Sukuna, who doesn't have any ideals whatsoever, finds Yuji's mere existence to be both unpleasant and incredibly annoying to someone as strong as him. And the last chapter kind of confirms that he does have reverse curse technique, where he heals a literal hole from his stomach like it's nothing. If Yuji does reveal his potential curse technique, things will definitely end up on the side of Jujutsu High. And again, as I said before, he does make Sukuna question what's going on when he touches him, and this definitely could lead somewhere. But again, how does this compare to Sukuna? Can they stand a chance? Sukuna in his true form is stronger than Gojo, or rather is heavily implied he's stronger than him. having the perfect body that doesn't take effort to do chants and hand sides, making him effectively the perfect sorcerer for Jujutsu. But even in comparison to Yuta, Sukuna has more than double the curse energy supply than Yuta has overall with Rika. And he arguably has the best showings of reverse curse technique, being able to exist without it being hard and be able to come back from death 3 days after he's just dead. And in terms of power, we see he's stated by Gojo to be stronger thanks to this trump card coming back to his hand herself, and this isn't even including his curse technique, Cleave and Dismantle. Cleave and Dismantle are slashing attacks, with Cleave having the ability to adapt to toughness of the target. With Maharaga's adaptation in play, we see Sukuna can now use a world cutting slash to attack the target, effectively cutting in half no matter what. And this without mentioning his domain expansion, Malevolent Shrine, which is a barrierless domain. Barrierless domains are the types of domains to be stated on a higher level compared to any other, and even a Yuta admits it's impossible to even do it or envision it. So they currently can't really do anything against Sukuna. They can't. As I mentioned, Hikari and Yuta mentioned to Gojo that they do not want to join the battle until Gojo was weaker than either of them, and even then he was still holding his own of not outperforming Meguna and Maharaga. But now an even much stronger Sukuna is back, and Yuta and Yuji should not have gotten much stronger from watching Gojo versus Sukuna. Now what I think will happen is simple. For Yuta, I already mentioned how he could surpass Gojo, but we see that even just watching Gojo versus Sukuna can help teach others how to grow. Higuruma actually manages to copy Sukuna's method of activating and deactivating a curse technique with domain amplification just from a mere glance. It could be possible Yuta, in an attempt to mimic them, he may unlock a new interpretation of his domain expansion or his curse technique with Rika. Also, thanks to his ability to copy curse techniques, it's possible he could just copy Cleave and Dismantle and even the world cutting slash that Sukuna managed to learn. In addition, Rika herself being there allows Yuta to use numerous curse tools and techniques sort of way that haven't been revealed yet, so anything could be possible, such as Yuta possibly being able to use Infinity or other abilities. And I mentioned several times the route I believe Yuji would take, so I wouldn't repeat it myself again in this video, but just in case if you haven't seen it. And we even see that Rika has gotten much bigger and stronger somehow. Now, I don't know how this is possible, but the best guess I have would be because of Yuta's intense emotions to protect his friends and hoping that none of them suffer the same fate as Gojo, Rika became bigger to compensate for that. Again, Yuta and Rika are the embodiment of love and affection, something that Gojo considers to be the strongest curse, versus Sukuna himself, someone who embodies the idea that not only is love worthless, but everything else as well is considered just boring or pathetic to even care about. Who else to demonstrate the power of curses than a relationship of love that's been cursed for years to protect others and a desire to be with others as well. But currently Yuta and Yuji are too weak and it's an experience to handle someone like Sukuna, and that's what the strongest Jujutsu High has to offer. The only way they can win is if they adapt and surpass a ceiling that couldn't previously be understood.